Okay.
I was introduced to AAT from my aunt. I have been struggling with anxiety for a large part of my life, but especially within the last 10 years since I lost my husband, and more specifically, within the last 3 to 4 years, I was laid off from my job, and my friend who I've grown to count on for just about everything since the death of my husband had been taken quite ill. She almost died, actually. And during that time, I started to notice more and more that I was feeling very, very anxious, very scared, which I don't remember feeling in my life before. I've been disabled all my life. I have cerebral palsy, and I've relied on the use of a wheelchair for most of my life. And despite pain and challenges and obstacles that would get in anyone's way, especially a person with a disability, I pursued a college education. I entered into a career that I love, and I really never let anything stop me. I remember as a child, my mom would say, "The world's not going to adapt to you. You have to adapt to it." Fortunately, she was wrong, and there have been great strides in adapting the world to the disabled. However, as I've grown older, things have become more challenging for me. Pains have been more difficult to ignore, and things that are not quite set out for me, especially in a bathroom situation, can become quite complicated. And what has in fact started to happen is I only really feel safe at home. So within the last 3 years, when things became displaced, when my friend took ill, and then of course the job I'd been at for 18 years at that point let me go, I felt secure there, and then all of a sudden I felt secure nowhere except home. And I spoke to my doctor about this, and medication was recommended because as a counselor I was quite aware that I probably should be diagnosed with a clinical anxiety of some sort, feeling afraid at any possibility of having to go out, even for something that I would enjoy, an activity that I wanted to do. So I spoke to my doctor, and we tried some mood-stabilizing medication, and I had a very severe reaction to it, which had happened to me many years ago as well. It seemed to react to my cerebral palsy and cause muscle rigidity that made me basically unable to move at all. So medication was not an option, and getting more and more desperate, beginning to feel more and more like a prisoner of my own home and my own mind, in essence, because I would know that the anxiety was irrational, but yet I couldn't stop the fears. I started seeking out some other kinds of intervention. A friend recommended biofeedback and neurofeedback, and I knew that my aunt was very knowledgeable about all kinds of interventions. Holistic interventions is the word I was looking for. And so I went to my aunt, and eventually she recommended AAT after doing some research herself, and I was blessed to be introduced to Peggy and DeMaio, who just all of a sudden it opened a whole new world to me. It was the answer to a prayer. Throughout my life, if someone said to me, "Relax," it was like they were cursing at me. It was the worst thing you could say to me, was to relax, because with a person of cerebral palsy, relax means tighten up. Get it, because the more you concentrate on relaxing, the worse it is. But now someone says relax, and I say reflexercise, and I assume the position, and am able to get to a place that I've never been able to get to before. The AAT touch is something different than I'd ever experienced before. I have been exposed to Reiki, I have done massage therapy, and I've been told that it's very hard for me to let go, even to the point of being told one time that God was trying to talk to me, but I just won't listen, which I can believe is true. But with AAT, I was able to go someplace peaceful and relaxed that I had never been before. And I've learned to use the tools. I've learned to use the reflexercise. It's ingrained in me now. almost before any activity that I would start, I would reflexercise. Anything that seems challenging, I reflexercise and I tap, and it really has been a godsend in relieving the anxiety. That doesn't mean the anxiety doesn't come, because it does. It comes, and it's not gone, it hasn't gone away. The fears are there, the fears are going to continue to be there. But it's given me tools to be able to deal with those things when they come, and that has been very liberating and has really given me my life back. And for that, I'm very, very